Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to a new video. And today we want to talk about top 100 defenses and what they're made of and what types of defense there are, all that kind of jazz. So to begin with the defensive talks, I want to talk about the kinds of defenses. There are basically three general defenses. One is a speed defense. 2 is a bruiser defense, and 3 is a stall defense. So basically the first two are the defenses that are probably going to be seen the most, because stalling is often just used in the last hour or the last 10 minutes of rush hour on Sunday. So I want to try to show you guys the defense and talk about it a little bit. So let's see if we can find a few players that we can see what they're running. So this kind of defense is basically a speed defense with a kind of hybrid type, because he chooses to put Jasun in, but the general idea is speed, because you want to go Vanessa lead, Orion wants to boost, and then Tiamat. But this is more a hybrid speed team than anything else, because really speed team that is probably going YOLO. They are not using any kind of heals. We just saw something similar. So let's see if we can find another one. So this is the type of bruiser defense. It's a bruiser defense with kill potential, but this is definitely a bruiser type, because there's sustain and heal because of the Archangel and the Kumar, but there's damage from Leo and Tiamat. Tiamat is not able, you cannot kill Tiamat in one turn often, so it's really a bruiser kind of defense. And the most beautiful thing about his defense is because he has Leo, he negates all the speed opponents bring as well, which is pretty good. And then let's see if, I don't think we can find a stall team, but I want to find a speed team in, like, not something like this, because this is more a hybrid type, but I want to find a speed team that's completely gone for speed. So I'm just refreshing the list to check out what we got. Let's see. This is exactly what I mean. This is a speed pump. There's no heals, but there's a lot of attack rate boost, and they are going for the kill. Now I want to talk about what are the elements that you need for certain defenses, especially in the top 100. People say, a lot of people say wounds is the most important thing in the game, and I agree, but it's to some point, because at some point I was at the stage where my runes were really damn good overall. Like, I had good quality runes, but I did not have the right defensive monsters. Even though the defense monsters on 3 and 4 star that have about the same skill set that you need for that, it's still, like, there are better options in net 5s. So if you get a few of those, that actually helps a lot. So what are the key elements to a speed team? Well, a speed team is pretty obvious, right? It's just, you want to go YOLO. You want to go get the kill. I'm gonna go tag him. I will try to win him, obviously, but I'm also pretty sure he's gonna move because I'm not bringing my speed. And I could lose this right now. I could definitely lose this because he's going to go first, which is not a problem per se, but it's definitely something you want to think about. Like, I'm trying to tank his damage now, but he has one main damage dealer. I'm trying to tank it. I'm lucky that they both dirk, so I'm probably gonna survive. So there's no armor break. Since I survive, I'm gonna win, obviously. But his defense, if he puts an armor break on, or Ian puts an armor break on you, you're pretty guaranteed that his teamwork is gonna one-shot you. And this defense is pretty good. It works pretty well. But for example, what would be super nice if you can build a hybrid version of it, but not with a Jisuna or Chloe, but with Praha. That you didn't just go like Praha, a speed lead, not sure which one, but a speed lead, and then yeah, something like this is already like this is really YOLO. I'm also gonna try this defense with the same comp. I'll just switch out one element. But he has buff remover that's pretty dangerous. But if this would have been a Praha, this defense would have been more scary because then they're suddenly bring a heal. So if I would be able not to kill everything in one turn, you could like get in trouble because I'm not bringing any kind of heal. Yeah, anything that gets an armor break might die. I got lucky, didn't get any armor breaks, so I'll probably survive. Because they're 3 fires, I'm able to tank, but that's because of will and shield wounds. Because that makes the Orion a lot harder for me. That makes Orion like a lot less powerful if you have shield and will wounds. There we go. That should do it. So this is the type of speed defense that's having a little bit of sustain because of burnout, but not as much. But if you had a Praha, that would be a pretty annoying fact. Not that it wouldn't be beaten, it's just that that makes the defense a bit more prolonged, the fight, when somebody doesn't get the kill first turn. Okay, so let's first go to a bruiser setup. And this is a perfect example for a bruiser setup. And obviously I've built an AO that is able to beat most of the defensive that I will meet, and mainly because of Tiara I'm able to do so. But what I want to say is this team is really super kind of bruiser kind of team. I mean, you have 2 support, 1 damage dealer that's really tanky, which is Camilla, and 1 Leo, which is pretty good in terms of neglecting speed on other one's team. So the plan of his is just to outlive you, but the main problem what I see is there's no armor break. I don't see this doing too much damage because there's no armor break. I'm not saying it cannot kill, it's just because of no armor break, it's gonna be super tough. We got a lucky proc there, but it doesn't matter, we already won if the Jin wins. So, okay, he did get a kill because of 3 turns, so that's really what he's banking on. Because of no armor break, it's gonna be a lot tougher to do so. Yeah, so this is a kind of bruiser team. But you also have a hybrid bruiser. You have both hybrids in both ways, obviously. Let's see. Okay, this is pure example of a speed team, and this is a tough one. This is a really tough one because they run a Leo, which makes it pretty annoying to even come close to that to their speed, because their Megan is probably really fast. So that's one other way that I used to defeat them with, and I will show you again how I used to defeat them. But this works really well, it's just a little slower, but because they don't run healer, I have a chance to do that. I do think I don't have Arnold rooms, or is he rooms? Because I used Arnold before. I think he's rooms. Don't know how much good rooms he has, but hey. So right now my strategy is to attack them. And I have will rooms, so I should be able to get the turn. Because these guys on a will, something he didn't buff. He did move, but it didn't buff, which makes it super easy. Well, easy is a big word, because I'm not there yet. But we're gonna extort him. He's not dead, but I can refresh and get the second extort going and kill him. I think I'll lose Chloe, but that's fine. But once again, what I think is a bit of a downfall for him is that he has no... Ooh. He has no support. I mean, you can see how close it's going to be still, so it's not like it's a breeze for me, but I will win. But this is a really decent speed AD, sorry, because Leo and Fast Megan, they often take the first turn, and that could fuck you over. So let's continue after this with talk about what is now what's okay. I might even lose because I don't get a turn, so we'll see. Nah, we should be fine. But let's continue our video with the following. Like, what are the elements you want in the top 500 defense? There are a few elements that you want. You want a good leader skill. I would say preferably like the best defense. I really think the best defense is a defense that's quick and has a lot of kill potential. Like not one, but more like two, and has some sort of sustain. However, now I'm combining the speed team and the bruiser team, which is really like difficult. That's a hybrid that's not easy to do. That's where you need certain units for. So the most important parts to your defense are the following. You want to have either AoE buff removal if you cannot outspeed the enemy, or you want to outspeed them. So AoE buff removal, or you want to outspeed them. You cannot go away from those two. So for example, if you're not fast enough to outspeed them, you will have to use AoE buff removal, like Aquila, for example, and then you want to ruin him on will at least, because that you want to have to make sure that he is going to remove the stuff and not get cooldown reduction or whatever, not get interrupted or stunned. The second thing is a cleansing of your own units. Well, actually no, that's not necessarily needed. The second thing is more an attack gauge booster. So we first have an AoE buff removal if you cannot outspeed them, because it's either AoE buff removal or outspeed them. And the second thing is attack gauge boost. Why do you want attack gauge boost? This, in the long run, will make your team go quicker. I use, for example, Orion. I don't use my good art, as you can see from the stats, but I do use Orion. And really, what you can achieve by an attack gauge boost is just take advantage of the enemy. So once you have an attack AoE buff removal and an attack gauge boost, it doesn't have to be that quick. You can also build it really tanky and make it more like a bruiser setup. Because what I've done before, for example, is running Vermos, Aquilia, Orion, and Iona. That was my bruiser kind of defense. And I run most of my key units on Will, and I run the other one on Nemesis. So basically what I was banking on is just getting the turn after they went, but surviving it. So the other way you can do it is just outspeeding them. Since I got a Vanessa lately, I am able to take that role into speed. Because with Vanessa and this kind of speed on Orion, I'm probably going to get first turn against most people. And what I add to do the damage is my Team March. My Team March is just there for killing the thing. And before I ran Iona or I ran Aquilia, because Aquilia was more of the YOLO type setup, but it was really well, because I would get the first turn with Orion, Aquilia would remove anything that is close to Will, and I would be able to make sure that I can get some kills. But it was all based on speed. And because I was blessed with getting a retouch, my defense now became more of a hybrid than anything else. So my current defense is... oh, it's a log. My current defense is like this, and it's pretty sick because And it's all because of Redash and of Vanessa that I can do this. So basically, to sum it all up, we have three kind of defenses: a speed defense, a bruiser defense, and a stall defense. You won't see the stall defense throughout the week most of the time because it's not beneficial to anyone, and you will only see that in rush hour. But the speed defense and bruiser defense are like the things where people shift between. They make hybrid builds. Like I've tried to make a hybrid build as well, but it's not like super bruiser kinda, but it has the elements in it because my Regis is really high on health. My Orion is pretty low, but my Vanessa is pretty decent on health as well on defense and shit. So it has the element of both, but it mainly focused on speed. And that's like I had a speed element in there, like speed defense, but they also made it a hybrid because of putting retouch in there. I mean, that's something you can only do because you have that kind of unit. It's not easy to make a hybrid defense with just like force. It's possible, but not really like super great. Here we got a good example of a hybrid defense as well, because he has basically the same things that I have, except he uses a bra, so he has a buff removal instead of having the Jesus, I can't think. Instead of having like extra threat. Like I have a redash, which is not a buff remover. I mean, I don't even have a buff remover, but Orion does have a buff removing skill, but it's really random and it's often not gonna take out anything. But because of my setup, I'm able to still like get wins because it's really quick. Because I'm gonna take first turn, and if you have something that's not on will, for example, it's gonna bail out. So I've got lucky. His Orion derp. That's the thing about these defenses. If they derp, you're most likely gonna win because they're based on their speed. And I mean, if this unit would be a nemesis, I could have been annoyed. But I'm lucky enough to have a unit that kind of negates any nemesis moves. So I mean, people say it's all about your runes and stuff, but some certain net 5s can give you such a big advantage. Runes is definitely important, but there's like some sort of threshold, you know? You can get really good runes, but it's really hard to upgrade them, and the upgrades are often pretty little. So let's refresh this one more time, and let's see if we can find one more kind of defense we talked about. Actually all the defenses fail in this role. Like this is the Odo speed defense, because it has the speed lead, it has an attack gauge. God damn it. Like it has a speed lead, it has an attack gauge boost, and it has kill potential. I'm still willing to go in here. Reason being is because the only thing Orion can do is basically remove one buff, and if I'm lucky, he doesn't do it at all. But as you can see, he did not do his thing again, which is kind of lucky on my side. But I think if I would, for example, lose one unit, I'm still able to kill them, because they don't run a healer, although the Camilla could make it hard. But in general, this is really a good speed defense that will work against plenty of people. It might even work against me if I don't get if he doesn't derp, because that's all about, like, I'm taking the risk there to outlive him. And let's see what space gets run. This is a kind of hybrid, but it's not even a hybrid, meaning. Well, it is and it isn't. It depends on the speed on his valid jewel, but I don't think it's like 230 speed or something. And even then it's pretty slow. But it's a really bruiser kind of theme with the element of speed because of a Vanessa. And it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go in, and I'm pretty sure that his pra is on Nemesis. So if I do not get skill cooldown, sorry, attack case reduction onto pra, I'm gonna like lose. But if I am, I have a very good chance of winning. This has also an element of stall because of double E5, but it's not necessarily a stall team because it has skill potential. Valid is really pretty difficult because it's a sorry guys, because it's generally a pretty good like damage dealer as well. Let's see if we can get silence onto. Nope. Let's get rid of the revivers. So his kind of defense is really like, as you notice, they're all net 5. So as you notice, they're all net 5. So this is something you cannot pull off by just having good runes. This is really difficult to make actually if you want to make something like that, but you just need to get lucky on those units because they actually do matter. Runes are gonna get you to a certain point, and I'm not saying that you cannot have good defense without any net 5, but with net 5s your defense combined most likely will be a lot stronger. So the quality of your runes need to be very good if you want to compete with just like free net 5s and stuff like that. Like what I mean with free things you can get by just playing the game without summoning, you know, like fusion monsters and Theomars's and that kind of stuff. But that was it, guys. I wanted to show you guys this because I think sometimes people ask me how do you make a defense, how to do that, how to do whatever, and it's really like you only have a few elements that you gotta think about. It's, do you want to go speed defense, do you want to go bruiser defense, or are you able to make a hybrid in there? Elements in both defense should be a good leader skill, which is either HP or defense or bruiser kind of type, or a speed lead. If you don't have a speed lead, it's going to be hard for you to run a speed defense. If you can, you could make a very quick bruiser defense. That's something that I suggest to people that are not having all the insane monsters, because most of you guys will have Vermos, awesome unit to make as lead. Awesome unit, definitely good because it will boost up all your like units. Like then you want something to boost your attack case. That could be a Bernard, that could be an Orion, whatever. When you go to bruiser type, make sure that you don't just focus on speed, but also try to get some stats that will make him survive. And a lot of you have Theomars. Theomars is a perfect unit for defense because he's not able to get killed in the first turn, and that makes him pretty scary. And if you have the setup, you want some sort of sustain if you go bruiser, so like just zoom, pretty amazing for sustain. But they're also like a Chloe is also not bad. And make sure that you rune the units that are important on key with key skills. Rune them on will. So buff removers, rune them on will. Something that, like for example, a Chloe, you want her to fanatic, so you need her on will. There's no other way. Really, there's no other way. And I think the best defense you can build is always going to be a defense that's synchronized in speed. So if you, for example, use Vermos, Aquilia, Orion, and in my case I used Iona, but let's say it was Jastoon, make sure that as soon as Aquilia, the attack is booster, move, after that my as soon as my Orion moved, Aquilia is going to move with hopefully buff removal, and then right after Vermos comes, so that you can have the perfect setup. So these kind of elements you need to combine. if you are able to build a speed defense, you will obviously have something that looks like a speed lead, a package booster, a threat, and either a support or another threat. Depends on what role you want to go. I'm just lucky to pull elite dash. I mean, before there was a Yona, that's still a good defense, but you could also just go Yoro and use Aquilia. The reason being why people don't want to attack that is because they sometimes are not able to outspeed you, or they're scared and to outspeed you. And if I get the first turn with my setup, there's a very good chance you will lose a Yup. And if that's, as you guys see in my AO, I don't run a healer. So it's really like, yeah, if you don't run a healer, any unit that dies is a problem. So that's why these kind of defenses work. And people won't go attack you if they can't kill you in like within 1 minute. So people will not like go in for the kill if they can't kill you with 1 minute. Which means they will bring some sort of AO that's really quick but has no sustain, like me. So that was it, guys. I hope it was interesting for you guys. If there's any questions that I didn't say clear enough, or you're not sure what I meant, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.